Hello, I'm Mary Monk, President of the Walter Monk Foundation for the Oceans. We're so pleased to be part of this year's Geography 2050 conference focused on the future of the world oceans. We're excited not only to share a little information about the foundation and my husband Walter Monk's legacy, but how his 1947 paper on the Grand Canyons of La Jolla has led to the installation of the largest lithomosaic in the world, an educational, artistic map that tells the story of the underwater park and ecological reserves just offshore. We hope you will enjoy our story.
Off the California coast, there is a place of beauty, wonder, and adventure. An underwater geographic wonder called the Grand Canyons of La Jolla.
The Grand Canyons of La Jolla are a geographical wonder. It's where you've got this canyon meeting this rocky shoreline. We've got kelp forests, rocky reefs, beautiful sand sort of canyons, and it's where the shoreline meets the deep ocean, and that's what makes it such a geographical wonder. And that's why it's also a state marine conservation area, or marine protected area, and protected for the people of California and people everywhere because it's such a remarkable place.
It's a place so remarkable, so important to the future of the oceans, that a new piece of art has been dedicated here along its shoreline at La Jolla Shores Park. It's called The Map of the Grand Canyons of La Jolla.
The map brings the ecological wonderland of La Jolla Canyons to life in a way that so wonderfully merges art and education.
This map is a tiny component of the many things that we need to do for people to realize how much our societies depend on the oceans.
A creation of the Walter Monk Foundation, the map is fitted and formed from tiny tiles, 500,000 of them, pieced together into a magnificent mosaic marvel. But this map is not only a giant piece of art. Grab your phone or computer and the map becomes a high-tech gateway to the Grand Canyons of La Jolla and the more than 100 species of marine life that live here.
Each creature will have a QR code, so the community will be able to download the information on that species and learn all about the species that we have off our shoreline.
The marine life you're going to see on the map is controlled by the faults. The faults expose this rich tapestry of geology on the seafloor that the kelp can attach to, that the fish can live in and get shelter. So all of a sudden we have a link between what outcrops, what is on the seafloor, and what's the biohabitat. Furthermore, these canyons provide a conveyor belt of bringing nutrients and sand from shallow water to deep water. So this here affects habitats that are in the deep sea that don't ever see the light of day.
The tiles that do see the light of day may be small, but they are built upon the legacy of a giant, legendary oceanographer and foundation namesake, Walter Monk.
Professor Walter H. Monk is widely recognized as the world's greatest living oceanographer and the father of modern oceanography. He is the recipient of this year's Explorer's Medal.
Walter Monk walked our understanding of the system of oceans across a whole century. So you look there and I look here.
Okay. From his boyhood home in Austria to the coast of his beloved Southern California, Dr. Walter Monk has changed the way we look at oceans. During World War II, he joined the Army and worked with the Navy. His studies of wind and waves helping our Allied forces turn the tides of battle.
He was leading the team that was figuring out the equations to predict the tides so that we could have a successful Allied victory in Normandy.
Over the years, he studied the effects on the ocean from nuclear blasts at Bikini Atoll to the waves that move us all.
Walter's early work successfully forecast the first ocean swells across the Pacific. This had a huge impact and paved the way for surfers to be able to predict when and where to surf. He was the first surf forecaster, and we reap the benefits from him every day.
It was his work with swells here in La Jolla that in 1947 led Dr. Monk to publish a paper in the Journal of Geology on the refraction of ocean waves, linking underwater topography to beach erosion.
Dr. Monk had a great appreciation of these grand canyons off La Jolla, and he sketched what they would look like and how they would meander going down the slope. And other scientists were intrigued by his insights and followed up on these studies. These canyons here are fault controlled. So the Newport-Englewood-Rose Canyon fault comes up the 5, jogs to the west, comes across here by the beach and tennis club, and this fault controls the canyon head. The canyon head starts in about 8 meters of water, about 25 feet, and extends all the way down to about 1,200 meters, or 3,600 feet. Submarine canyons are canyons that are beneath the sea, and they scour the margins. So here, hidden from us, are mountains that are as high as anything we see here in Palomar Mountain, the lagunas. So these mountains and islands are because the topography offshore has been twisted and faulted and folded, and these faults control where the canyons are.
What's great about this map, of the big map of the Grand Canyon of La Jolla, is that it shows the open ocean linking it to the shoreline of these great species, and it has these lines. It shows these lines that come from a paper from Walter Monk in the 1940s that show the bathymetry, the currents, the wave refraction here that make this such a special place, as well as marking the marine reserve. So it's really, really an amazing piece of geography in action.
It is geography that has come to life. A map that not only stands as a gateway to these unique underwater canyons, but now welcomes the next wave of explorers toward the future of our oceans.
This map is going to give insights and trigger curiosity in the scientists to come. So these maps and these renditions that represent the Grand Canyons of La Jolla will spark new frontiers of research.
It will inspire, educate, and provide access to our local ecological and geological wonderland to all the people of San Diego and many visitors from all over the world for years to come.